Hello everyone, JDev, creator of the JDev Entertainment Network, has returned once again to give you precisely what you want, which of course would be more of me because I am in such high demand and quite frankly I'm all you're going to need, especially with this coronavirus pandemic going around. Giving you guys and gals another Ozark Season 3 episode recap video. But before I do that video, it's very important, if you're not caught up with where I am recapping Ozark, so please make sure you pay attention to that episode title that's in the description. If that's the case, I recommend that you stop watching this video to avoid any forthcoming spoilers. For the rest of you, a few things I need you to do for me, and it won't take very long, and I know a lot of us have a lot of extra time on our hands. Go ahead and make sure you like this video, share this video, make sure you comment with your thoughts, your overall score, and anything Ozark related up until this point. And last but not least, make sure you hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, and join the team. Like I said, all those things help out the channel. It's greatly appreciated. But number one priority, first and foremost, is to stay safe and keep the social distancing, unfortunately, so we can get back to normal life, hopefully sometime soon. With that said, Ozark Season 3, Episode number 6. The title of this episode is called Su Casa, mi Casa, I believe. I hope I pronounced that right. And I really enjoyed this episode. It was a really good one. So Marty and Wendy are actually fighting with fighting during a therapy session with their marriage counselor or therapist, whatever you want to call her. And they start revealing pretty specific details of their illegal operation and activities. And it's big, heated exchange where Marty calls Wendy a bitch, but it was like a long, you were this, and this, you stupid bitch. And Helen, or why do I keep saying Helen? Wendy wants Marty out. So she storms out of there and starts walking home. Marty catches up to her while driving, and he's like, get in the car, Wendy. And Wendy's like, I'll be home in 43 minutes. I want you gone before I get home. Wow, okay. Darlene tells Helen that she is restarting her heroin business. Aaron insists on seeing Tommy, the goon for I can't remember his name now. It's drawing a blank. Frank Sr. and Frank Jr., I guess, at a party at an isolated cove, and they're smoking weed. Even Jonah's smoking weed, which is surprising. First time he's done that. And Tommy pulls out a gun and starts shooting at people's feet, and then he shoots some bottles, and then he challenges Jonah to hit some bottles with a gun, knowing, this guy can't do it. Jonah's like, okay, I can hit 3 bottles. He's like, you won't even be able to stand the kickback of this weapon. Jonah, of course, easily shoots the 3 bottles. He doesn't realize that Jonah had pretty good training by a man named Buddy, and he wants to shoot a bottle off at Jonah's head. Luckily, the cops show up before any of that could potentially happen, and they arrest Jonah, Charlotte, Tommy, and Aaron and take them in. Now, Tommy, first, Wendy and Helen argue over responsibility for Aaron's activities, as she's been acting very weird lately, and she blames Wendy. And Wendy says, hey, you know what Charlotte told me? She told me that Aaron's number one goal here was to lose her virginity to somebody randomly. So, anyway, Tommy reports to Agent Trevor Evans on his efforts to obtain evidence against the birds. Ruth and Ben spend a night together, and Ben's has some erectile dysfunction, so they can't fully get it on. And due to that, he actually stops taking his bipolar disorder medication to end the lack of a hard-on. Wendy plans to start a charitable foundation like Wilkes. Darlene and Wyatt attempt to hire 3 to oversee Darlene's poppies. 3 tells Ruth about Darlene and Wyatt's living arrangement and their weird relationship. Marty is being watched by somebody in a black SUV everywhere he goes, and he was at a Dollar General place. So he calls Helen, and she says to go back in the store and then go out a different way, like an alley, and then come home, despite their issues with Wendy. So Marty goes home, and he spends the night with the whole family in the dining room, so Navarro operatives can stand guard. The next day, Helen reports the SUVs used to surveil Marty are heading to Chicago. Now, Ben and Jonah use Jonah's drone to watch Ruth during the Cosgrove, the Frank Jr. Well, he's not there, but the thing with Tommy, the cash drop. And then they notice that SUVs rapidly approach, and Ben warns Ruth, "What the fuck? Something's going on here. You get the fuck out of there." So Ruth runs and hides real quick just before the SUVs arrive, and then the occupants shoot Frank Jr.'s men and then blow up Frank's truck. So pretty crazy stuff. Ruth survives it. They don't see Ruth apparently, but wow, I'm going to give the episode an 8.8 out of 10. I thought it was really exciting. Lots of developments here. Marty and Wendy revealing all their activities to the therapy lady. So yeah, 8.8 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure you leave your comments in the comments box. What you thought, your overall score, and anything Ozark related up to this point. Like the video, share the video, and make sure you're subscribed. And of course, Jada will be back again soon with another. Peace.